What's a modern day scam that's become normalized and we don't realize it's a scam anymore? Employers insisting that employees not talk about their salaries and job listings, not posting salaries. Credit scores. They started in 1989 and are designed to encourage debt. Can't believe it took so long to scroll to find someone saying this. If credit scores are meant to be a measure of how likely I am to pay off a loan in the future, how come every time I pay off a loan, the score goes down? Surely having many loans already paid in full in my history would be the best sign that I'm a safe bet for future lenders. Oh, but my credit mix isn't as good now, because that matters somehow. Hidden fees, especially the medical and hospitality industries. Recent legislation called the No Surprises Act attempts to remedy this at least a little bit. Hospitals are now required to post their charges for common services online, among many other things. The fact that you cannot just buy software now. You buy a subscription and never actually own anything. Not being able to cancel a subscription online. I can subscribe in 5 minutes, but I need to call your service agents and I'm forced to be rude to them to cancel it because as long as my voice sounds friendly, they try to resell the damn subscription. Slightly different thing, but I had to get a new phone plan while I studied abroad. Signed up in the store, 5 minutes with some help from staff because I was not a native speaker of the language. How to cancel after 4 months. Mail them a letter. In 2019, they made me mail them a letter to cancel my phone plan that I had for 1 semester of college. Most insane cancellation policy I've ever seen. Edit. For those of you asking, the company was free in France. Sounds like there are similar policies in other European countries, though too wild. This is why I subscribe to basically everything through PayPal. On PayPal, you can just cancel automated payments. It will make your subscriptions collapse. Plus, even if they aren't only possible to cancel on calls, they make it a hassle to find out where to cancel them online. Edit. Canceling Netflix, Chess.com, Hulu through PayPal will not affect your credit score. Multiple people have argued or stated that it will. I have a high credit score and pay attention to this. I've cancelled some of those things over a year ago. Yes, if you cancel your internet and have it automated through PayPal, it will probably go to your bank or they will want to collect the money. Most of the time, internet providers provide the service and installation before the first payment. Why I will never subscribe to SiriusXM ever again. My car came with a trial and it took hours on the phone to cancel. Resort fees at hotels. Hidden fees in general. I stayed at a hotel in Boston and they had a $30 per day charge that wasn't included in the price when we booked online. Destination charge or something. They told us that we got a credit at the restaurant because of it, so we shrugged it off. The next morning we tried to use the credit and they told us it was only good for dinner. I went to the front desk after we ate and told them to reverse the charge. They said they couldn't. I politely said they could. They did. Saved us $120 that trip. This one just slays me. Why are people paying this? How did it happen? And you can't even say you aren't going to use those amenities. You still have to pay. This is not normal, people. Everything is a sneaky, small, monthly subscription. This is getting ridiculous. A one-time payment for an app or game used to be fine. Now you keep paying. Terrible for the consumer. Transaction fees when using online banking. I do all the work filling out the form so a bank employee doesn't have to, yet I get charged the same. We're in the golden age of consumer online banking. There are countless reputable banks that will take anyone and don't do any of this shit. I don't understand how this is still an issue for some people. Charles Schwab or Ally Bank. Spread the word. Admin fees for completely automated services. In Australia, if you use a toll road and don't have a toll account, you get sent a toll notice with an added $10 admin fee. And if you don't pay it within the requested time frame, the admin fee goes up to $20. A $2.50 toll could end up costing you $22.50. Scam. I used to work for a software company that developed the software to renew your license plates online and shit like that for a state. That fee was how the state was paying for the software. Free trial auto-renewal subscription. I use a privacy.com virtual credit card with a one-time transaction limit and a limit of $1, so that way the charge for the subscription would be automatically declined. Can't cancel during the first 7 days of your trial period. Also the ones where you cancel during the trial and it ends the trial immediately. Services only with monthly subscription. Subscriptions for already paid apps. And ads for already paid subscriptions. Recently got quite annoyed when not only was a game I paid for turned to free with ads, no refund for me of course, they then had the gall to release a classic version of the game that was paid without ads, which I naturally didn't automatically get for free, despite having already paid for the original version. Extended warranty edit. Make sure you read the fine print, what's being covered and what is considered void. If it's free though, goddamn. I had a TV with a free 2-year warranty and it broke after 23 months. I got a full refund. Raise the price of a product a day before they go on sale so that people think they are getting it at a discounted it. Amazon is pretty bad at this. Here's an example. I try to look for deals for a small subreddit I run, lowest price deals, and I come across such products all the time. Now that's actually illegal in Germany since a few weeks. The compare price must be the lowest of the last 30 days. Buying tech devices for premium prices, then still having to pay subscriptions to make them actually do what they're supposed to do. Enterprise gear is the worst for this. Cisco sells you a firewall for several grand and then charges huge prices for licenses that just unlock hardware features on the device. And then makes you buy support contracts each year if you want update. Looking at you, Cricut. Like my stupid printer. I paid for the printer. I pay the dumb raised price for the inks. And now I'm expected to pay a subscription if I want to print in color. Duck the stupid company I think a lot of you misunderstood. I don't pay a subscription for the inks. It's an Axis Photography specific printer. I own the ink. They are expensive, but I have them. I have to pay a subscription to use the color print function. You can only print black and white documents without the subscription. There's a motorcycle rider's airbag vest that you have to pay hundreds of dollars for, but to use it you need to pay a subscription. Could you imagine having to pay for your seatbelt in your car monthly? Looking at you, remarkable. Service charge for buying cinema tickets online. I've got to pay you to buy something from you. Cinema extra charge for using online bank, extra charge for not using online convenience fee. Well, it's not convenient. It's the only option. Can you make it less convenient and I keep the $5? Edit yes. Cinema tickets can be bought in person. I was more piggybacking off that in regards to things like concerts or sport events that no longer sell at the box office. Or concert tickets. Ticketmaster charging $17 processing fee per ticket, plus a $5 service fee. Like seriously? We pay you for you not to have to pay an employee who will do the work that I do myself? Medical insurance not covering dental or vision. Like, it's all connected, guys. If you have a badly obsessed tooth, you're likely going to need medical care, even if you have dental that covers the extraction or root canal or whatever. And new ones I'm experiencing is that some preventative tests are covered while others are not. Why don't you tell me that ahead of time and I can decline it? Or just cover everything. My dental insurance is worthless. When I was younger, I had my front tooth knocked out and the dentist was able to put it back in, but it would only last for about 18 years. Fast forward 18 years, the tooth split and got infected. From there, I had to make a decision between a flipper or permanent tooth. The dentist told me if I did not get the permanent tooth, my bones would retreat due to not having a tooth to form around which would result in more tooth loss. So I went with the permanent tooth and insurance denied coverage, claiming it was cosmetic. Preventing future tooth loss was deemed cosmetic. $3 out of pocket. Oh ho, look at big man here, wanting all the luxury bones. Probably wants to be able to see well all the time too. What you gonna do with them eyes, nerd, read more. The world is blurry and streaky and it was good enough for our forefathers, so it's good enough for ours, so it's good enough for us. Jesus didn't wear glasses. You saying you better than the Lord? Everything is wrong with medical insurance. Our mental health. Razor blades, specifically Gillette, nearly 30 for 6 of the new ones. I moved to Safety Razor, never looked back. Ticketmaster fees. Free trials that automatically roll over to paid subscriptions. I worked at Spotify and we used to tell customers that it was mentioned in print on the free trial, implying that they're just not reading observantly. But the print is so small it's almost an afterthought. I felt disgusted when I was there. Imagine blaming the customers. Edit. Blept. Cancel your free trial as soon as you get them. The free trial as soon as you get them. The free trial will still run its course and it'll automatically revert to free once it runs out. I just assume that anything that asks for my credit card intends to charge me at some point. Instagram influencers using their kids as bait to advertise products. Charging a convenience fee for paying rent online. Fuck you! It's more convenient for you too, bitch. Where's my convenience fee? Edit! Lot of people trying to explain what this fee is to me. I know what it is. You are the people for whom it's become so normalized that you no longer see it as a scam. Edit 2. The shitty site our property managers use only allows you to pay with a card. There isn't a way to pay directly from your bank account. They charge too. People are still trying to explain to me how this cost is to cover the fee the credit companies charge to process payments. That's the scam, but property managers are passing the buck on to their tenant. You can use your bank's online bill pay to mail paper checks for you usually. That used to be the only paper check I'd write. Not paying $50 or whatever for the privilege of paying you. Diamonds. There's loads of them, but apparently they're rare, so sell for major stacks. Diamonds are fascinating. They're kept artificially scarce by the people who own the diamond mines, and they've managed to somehow ensure that there's no market for reselling them. Diabolical. Not a monetary scam, but putting the majority of the responsibility of stopping climate change, fixing the environment onto the normal people. I've worked in the food industry, and I can tell you for a fact that it doesn't mean dick if I sort my rubbish when every day a single small-scale factory is throwing out literal tons of wasted product, not to mention the energy wasted in making that product. Tons of shit falls on the floor, perfectly usable food, but not pretty enough to sell, just gets tossed like it's nothing, and even in my usual sector, engineering, the amount of metal that's wasted and the liters upon liters of grease, and the liters of grease and oil, just fucking everywhere, would stun you. Why the fuck am I putting in the effort to save power and make less waste when these barely regulated companies are getting away with this? It's so disheartening. Hustle culture. Working 90 weeks and having no life outside of work is not healthy, nor is it sustainable. I just turned 50, and I have decided I've stopped trying to impress people with my work ethic. I'll work hard, of course, but I sure am not going to put in anything beyond my 8 hours if I can help it. What am I going to do? Water my plants, make my kids breakfast, take my dogs for a walk, try to make my wife laugh with corny jokes. Unpaid internships. Worse. Paid internships where you're paying the corporation for it. College board. Costs money to fucking send my scores to a school, non-profit my ass. Weddings and every business tied to weddings. $30,000 for one day. Fuck that. Funerals too. Unpaid internships, especially when they're required for your education. But we pay you in experience, knowledge, exposure. You can't put a price on that. That's being greedy. Yes, I can, because my time is worth money, just like you. Nobody else mentioned so far. Printer cartridges edit. Production costs about C20, C30, selling for 15, sometimes up to 35. Edit 2. Jesus Christ. Thanks for the award and all the upvoto. Also, they say it's running low, even though there's plenty left. Insurances. The only fucking business in the world who will fight you claw and teeth to deny you the product you have been paying for years. Go get right. Like I don't understand why I'm paying $200, $300 a month, only to get a $2,000 deductible I have to pay first, before it even kicks in. But God forbid you don't have it and break an arm, then you're really screwed. Ambulances in the US. The whole medical system here, really. Edit. Changed America to the US. Edit 2. Thanks everyone. I spoke to the billing office of an ambulance company for work. I sincerely wish I could remember the name of it, and they told me they're not contracted with any insurance companies. It was more profitable to not be. I'm surprised this isn't at the top. The US healthcare system must be the biggest scam in human history. Planned obsolescence. Printers are most notorious for this. Some brands, I had this long ago with HAP, if I remember correctly, build their hardware in such a way that it will stop working after an amount of time. Typically, this time is after the legal warranty periods of whatever region they're selling in. The purpose is simple: force the customer to bring their hardware in for expensive repairs, or even buy a new piece altogether. Nowadays, you notice the same thing with batteries as well. Surely nobody believes it's a coincidence that battery life has become so terrible in recent years, while batteries are also no longer easily replaceable.